We talked about 4 wide receivers earlier, but if I had one guy to prioritize at the position on this week's waiver wire, that would be Rashid Shaheed. 37% rostered. He has had a mammoth wide receiver 12 and wide receiver 8 finish in his 2 of his last 3 games. Now, he is a bit inconsistent. We all know that with Shaheed. He had a wide receiver 12 finish to start the year at 21 points. This last week, 24.3 points, a 20-point day in week 6. But other than that, wide receiver 54, 117, 59, 62, 52. It is boom or bust. And he does definitely profile much more of a best ball monster product. But he's trending the right way over his recent history right now. Plus, he's got the Bears and Vikings in weeks 9 and 10. Great matchups for wide receivers, in particular, guys that can get deep. If you're rolling the decks for the dice on a flex play, why not shoot for the guy that can get you 25 out of your flex? It's the only guy that Derek Carr seemingly can connect with deep down the field, and Shaheed makes play after play. This was the case last year in terms of air yards and converted receiving yards per target. He's consistently been towards the top league since entering it as a rookie last year. That's carried over in this year when he's now the 5th most points above expectation at the wide receiver position. Just efficiency has been through the roof nonstop this year, nonstop last year. And it does seem like his role could be getting a little bit more consistent. We've seen more snaps over the last 3 weeks than he previously had over his 4 games before that. So I like, if you're taking a dice roll, a stab at your flex, you could do a whole lot worse than a wide receiver that could just win you a week. And even the bust, 6.3, 4 point, they haven't been completely ruin your week type of busts either. Now, I also think a top 3 pickup this week on the same team, Taysom Hill, 35% rostered. And if I had to pick one Saint to prioritize, it would be Hill, largely because of the position he plays. We know tight end is just about a barren wasteland with very little consistency. Week to week, opportunities are so tough to come by at the tight end position. Yet Taysom Hill, let's talk about his last 3 weeks. Top 3 tight ends in full PPR fantasy scoring in that span. Travis Kelce, 69.1. Taysom Hill, 51.5 points, and then TJ Hawkinson, 51.4 points. Yes, the tight end 2 across his last 3 games is Mr. Taysom Hill. Week 6, 12.5 points. Tight end 6, 8 targets, 7 catches, 49 yards, in addition to a carry for 2 yards, 12.3 points. Not bad for a PPR tight end. Tight end 6 that week. Next week after that, week 7, 16.8 points, given 4 catches, 50 yards, plus a rushing TD and 18 yards, 10 total opportunities. Another great day. Juwan Johnson returns this past week, which was the big concern. How's he going to be involved? Doesn't matter. Actually, 22.9, even more points for Taysom Hill. The tight end 3 this last week. 1 catch for 14 yards, but a whopping 9 attempts, 63 yards, and 2 touchdowns there. 10, 10, and 9 opportunities these last 3 weeks. Tight end 6, tight end 6, tight end 3. And again, the second highest scoring tight end across the last 3 week span. And he's out there in nearly 70% of leagues. Definitely worth 15, 20% of your FAAB if you're needy at the position. As a guy I would prioritize. We're going to talk about him momentarily. But Taysom Hill, I love this usage. I love that it continued even with Juwan Johnson back. So I think Taysom Hill warrants all the consideration if you need a tight end. What is up, you fantasy wolf? Thanks so much for tuning in. If you haven't already, share your thoughts in the comments. Check out some more videos and join the newest Wolfpack by subscribing below.